Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios and brought to you as always by Export Ultra. This is the Agenda Podcast for Friday the 7th of March.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Oh, g'day Manaia.
Good morning, G Lane.
Are you...
And welcome back.
Thank you, mate. Every hour gets better, every day gets better.
You're starting to see in colour again?
Yep, I'm back. I think I'm back. And, it's Friday, and you know what? I might go have a beer.
Oh, geez. Well, this is a big pothole for me because, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've brought back the Big Brown Slim Down.
Yeah.
Now, is everyone at Radio Hauraki focusing way too hard on the brown part of that? Yeah. But
I recall you've done that. We did that before, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we've done it before when we had those diet pills. When you going to do the Big Brown Slim Down?
Yes. Well, the reason the diet pills didn't work, the point of them was it stops your appetite.
Yeah.
And why I'm immune to those is because I don't eat because I'm hungry. I eat because there's food there.
Yeah,
so
right.
It doesn't matter that I don't have an appetite. That's never been my problem.
Also, it's not a liquid suppressant. You still smash beers.
Yeah, you can still smash. You can actually smash way more piss.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to stop and have a burger. So today is a massive pothole for me because it's Friday at the time of recording this. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's also payday.
Mm-hmm.
I also am going to Chris Stapleton concert tonight, country music concert. I've got a ride there and I've got a ride home. So
It's a trap.
My runway is clear. This is Satan tempting me with because as soon as I walked in here, Joe Jury goes, "Hey, when you knock this podcast on the head, do you want to go payday lunch at the pub?" I was like, more than anything, Joe. More than anything, I want that.
I reckon you jump on the devil's back and you ride it. Come on, man. Start it tomorrow. Start it tomorrow.
I see what you're doing, Satan. You've possessed one of your golden children, Mike Lane.
When's the next time Chris Stapleton's in town?
That's a great point, G Lane. It is a great point. But this is the thing about and why I struggle so much with dieting is because there's always an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what? It was a wedding last weekend, which we'll get into. I've got another wedding next weekend. You know, there's Chris Stapleton this afternoon. There's always an excuse.
Just wait for wedding season to be over, which is kind of end of March, April?
For me, it's next weekend. I've got a wedding next weekend, and then I'm out of the woods.
Well, let's draw the line there. I mean, and then I think there's a Warriors home game.
Yeah.
But apart from that.
Well, yeah, but then it's also, the third week of March, which you probably better mark that with something. What if the Warriors win? Probably better
Black Caps are starting to play against Pakistan.
Oh, my God, if they beat Pakistan, which again we'll get into.
You got T20s.
India, sorry.
You got T20s against Pakistan coming up. I've got the final on Sunday. So, if New Zealand win, surely the celebrations go into Monday morning.
This is just Satan tempting me. I need to go home. Looks like you guys had a great time over in Las Vegas. I've just been able to check all of the footage now.
Yeah, it was all right. It was good. I mean, and I'll be 100% honest with you, Joe Jury and I have both got massive fistful of receipts, which we're not really ready to look at.
Yeah.
At this stage.
Yeah.
And I think Monday is probably the time we'll look at that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just let that lie.
The funny part about that is I was talking to Jerry and he was trying to cheer me up about not going to Las Vegas, and he said, just think about the fact that you're not going to lose thousands of dollars gambling. And I was like, but Jerry, gambling is in my pocket these days. It's all on an app. I don't need to be in Vegas to lose thousands of dollars betting on the Warriors, which I may or may not have done. But I had installed a social media blackout from Las Vegas. I didn't want to see anything across the weekend. So on my own page, I'd muted ACC or you guys. My brother-in-law was having his stag do over there at the same time as well.
Oh, yeah.
Muted him. And so I just tried to steer clear. Then at a certain point, I started receiving text messages from Joe Jury, and it was just videos of you and Lauren over there in in Las Vegas. Being like, man, this place is shit. Meanwhile, the fountain's going off in the background. You guys are sculling piss out on the streets, and just general debauchery. And I was like, you motherfuckers, you smoked that stogie at the poker machine. And so I was like, I can't. The worst part was my missus, I feel like she was doing this on purpose. She kept showing me like, oh, look at this thing from,
Las Vegas.
Yeah, her brother's stag do, or like this thing. I got to be honest, this is the happiest I've ever been about a Warriors loss. So I was like, that would have sucked the wind. Did it deflate you a little bit?
Not really, because it was a small part of the trip, if you know what I mean? It was
incidental.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes of a 5-day trip to the States. So we'd already gone to 2 hockey games by then. We'd done the roadie from LA to Vegas.
Oh, I'd love to do the roadie. Was the roadie...
great.
Yeah.
So good.
Is it a bit boring?
It's a little bit boring, but it's all new.
Yeah, true.
And so you come around the corner and you go, whoa, more desert. And then go to some hills. And we came across a train. Shit you not, it must have had about 1,000 carriages on it and double stacked 40-foot containers.
Oh my God.
Just cruising through the desert. We stopped at a roadside cafe.
A diner?
Our diner.
Yeah, nice.
And over the fence was another train that, shit you not, had like 100 tanks on it that was headed out to some...
Army tanks?
Army tanks.
Oh my God.
More tanks than the New Zealand Army was sitting on this railway line.
Oh my God.
And we were like, man...
Heading to the border with Mexico.
Yeah, it probably was.
For a ground invasion.
We were just like, America. Fuck yeah. We were saying that every 5 minutes.
I got to be honest, that really fizzes me up for Texas later on this year.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do the roadie from... So for that Texas trip, you can win a trip on Radio Hodaki at the moment, can't you? And then the ACC are giving away a trip. But we're going to fly into Houston.
Houston, Texas, baby.
And we're going to do a roadie from Houston to Austin.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because we're going to...
Which on the map looks like a finger space away, but will probably take 3 days.
It's about 3 or 4 hours, but it's easy. It's real close.
That's Christchurch to Waimate.
Yeah, so that's going to be good because the best thing about that is just pulling off to these weird little towns and just kind of cruising in, and everyone's looking at you because they know you're a foreigner, and you're like, hey, g'day again. And so that's going to be good. So because domestic flying in America sucks ass, man. Like,
I've heard that.
The terminals, there's so much security. You line up, you're getting yelled at. Like, it's like a military. It's like you're a recruit, and it's all a whole lot of drill sergeants just yelling at you.
Yeah, like
then
full metal jacket.
Yeah, shoes off. You got every separate things.
How tall are you?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I didn't know they piled shit that high.
Yeah, and you only going domestically, and then you get there, and you got to get there 2 hours before. Like, you got to get through security 2 hours before your flight, and then you sit there for 2 hours. It sucks. Whereas you can just get on a roadie. You can open that thing up and be traveling 100 miles an hour on a freeway that's got like 4 lanes on it.
Yeah.
Cyber trucks flying past you. It was pretty sick.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds amazing. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, you can win a trip to that on the Hodaki Breakfast Show. And like
just,
you said,
just tune in. Yeah, just tune in. How long has it got to go? When are you giving that away? Next week?
No, I think we'll get another 2 weeks. So there's plenty of chances to get in the draw.
You and a mate, beer garden tour to Texas.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea was, how can we go bigger than Beer Fest? Go Texas.
Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. And trust me, it is.
Yeah, I think they've got a beer fest in Texas that's about the same size as the one in Germany. But anyway, to wrap all that up, yes, I had a wonderful wedding.
Yes, worth it.
Loved it. I had a blast.
You remember much of it?
Not really. I was overserved at the wedding. I will say that.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was scheduled to get up there and play with the band, and all I could summon was enough energy to bang a cowbell, which you would have seen on social media. And but I was supposed to get up and play a couple of songs on the guitar, but I was like, my hands have betrayed me. I can't play the guitar.
My hands and my soul.
I can't sing. I can't do anything. I'll bash a cowbell for you. Great. Oh, by the way, anyone who's got a wedding coming up, if you've got a band, get a tambourine, get a cowbell, and just give them out to punters. It's so much fun to be part of the band.
I got a mate who's got a band, and that's exactly what they do. They've got a suitcase of tambourines.
Yep.
And because obviously people are gagging to get up there because they think they're singers or musicians.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a sacrificial, like, shut the fuck up, have a tambourine.
Yeah.
And then they get on stage and you can't fuck up the tambourine.
No. Maraca.
Yeah. So I'd highly recommend that. And funnily enough, he used to toss me the tambourine all the time just to shut me up.
Yep. Yeah, it's like giving a baby a toy.
Yeah.
Just a piece of paper or something to rattle in front of them.
That's right.
So congratulations to Gus and Abby. I hope for many years of marital bliss. And if you ever were to divorce, Gus, you're taking me to Las Vegas.
There you go. Yeah, suck on that, Gus. Okay, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with a bit of cricket and also Super Rugby again this weekend. Big weekend for New Zealand sport. Righto, cricket. We've made the final. Manaia, Sunday night, 10 p.m. We are going to be watching the whole thing overnight live. So make sure you stay tuned on our Facebook and Instagram accounts for live updates.
Little watch-along situation?
Yeah, little watch-along situation. But something funny's quite happened with the Indian fans. Now, obviously, Indian cricket fans, most of them are slightly unhinged.
Passionate,
unhinged.
Certainly.
And
deranged.
And they love just getting onto social media and just saying the wildest shit. And mainly to Joe Jury when he puts that meme up of the Tiger King with Carol Baskin.
The amount of people that have killed his dog.
Oh.
Fucked his mum.
No,
There's a
he's,
lot.
no, the dogs.
The dog fucks his mum.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the most common threat. So Indian fans are now trolling US rapper Travis Scott's Instagram page, thinking it's Travis Head. So what's happened there? So Travis Scott's come out and gone, why all these fucking Indian fans, Indian people, like hating on me.
What I love the most about this is now all of a sudden we're in this weird parallel universe where Travis Scott has been made aware of Travis Head.
Yes. Travis,
Where else would Travis Scott have ever found out that Travis Head even exists?
totally. You were like, what?
Who the hell is he?
Cricket?
Yeah, and then he would have seen the celebration that he had after winning the last
yes.
World Cup. It would have been like, oh, this guy's all good.
Yeah, when he was on the couch with his
speed dealers on.
Yeah, and he couldn't play the first game of the tour to India,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
afterwards because he was still wasted.
Still wasted. It was great.
He scored a century and won them the World Cup. Like that, it doesn't get much better. So there you go, the Indian fans, and we pray for Joe Jury's mother in particular. If New Zealand managed to win this game on Sunday, he's going to fire out the most inflammatory memes of all time.
Yes.
And
There'll be dogs coming for his mum.
yeah, and we may have to enforce the. We work at NZME here. They have a death threat policy here.
Do they?
Yeah, they do, and we haven't done it because it's quite a process.
Right.
I think it happens to Hosking quite a bit, but it happens so much when we play India that it's too much. We couldn't deal with them all.
No.
So, but
What does it mean? Do you get a day off?
I don't think you get a day off. I think it's quite wounding. Yeah,
right,
the police get involved and you've got to
No.
issue. And we're like, man, the most of them little 14-year-old kids when we search them up.
Bit of follow through, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and also in an update from Cricinfo, which I'm surprised they don't do it more, but maybe it's AI. I'm not sure, but you know when you go on Cricinfo, and it's most famous for Mark Lundy getting on there and talking about he's got to get in his car and head to Palmerston North in a hurry.
David Bain, D. Bain here,
Yes.
just finished my paper out. What did I miss?
Yeah. So I mean, it's a target for some great humour which goes over their head.
Yeah.
But this one here, it was in the 43rd over of the New Zealand-South African match, and it was Jansen, the big kind
Marco,
of praying mantis.
Bonnie.
Yeah, big praying mantis, Marco Jansen to Phillips. And he hit one run, and then they give commentary of each ball, and it says, out wide again, full, 129 kilometres an hour. Phillips gets low and slaps a cunt out to deep point.
This is one of the all-timers. Slaps a cunt. How did that not come up? I'm just going to bring up my keyboard. Where is N in relation to T? Nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Nowhere near it. You didn't accidentally hit the N.
So, yeah, obviously the N's just snuck in there, but it works so well, though, because he slaps a cunt out to deep point.
Nah, just slaps a cunt out to deep point. It sounds like the kind of F-bomb I'd drop on air.
Yeah.
On the radio or on the
slaps a
commentary.
cunt.
Ah, slap that cunt out there. Whoops.
Oh. And speaking of Phillips, that's our agenda punt this week, and this is my prediction here, and that is India to bat first, and Glenn Phillips to top score for New Zealand, paying $9.75, but he top scores in the chase, so we'll be like maybe 6 down. We need, and he'll come in and he'll slap like 60 or 70.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking about that game against South Africa and how it went like perfectly to plan for New Zealand.
Yeah.
If you had to describe how we win it, you'd be like, tons for both Conway, he got dropped, for Ravindra and Williamson.
So 2 and 3.
And then quick fire 50s from Daryl Mitchell and Glenn Phillips.
Yeah.
But obviously, we batted first there.
Yeah.
So you think he's going to outscore Kane Williamson and Ravindra?
Look, my prediction is it's not going to be as high scoring as any of the Pakistan games. So, I mean, India will get 230.
Right.
And we'll bat okay, and we'll get 180 for 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Top score would have been 49 or 450 maybe.
Yeah.
And then Phillips comes in like the hero, and he scores 60 off 20 balls.
Okay.
So it's paying $10. So I'm like,
that is good eating.
I mean, it's gutsy because you got Ravindra and Williamson who are both on tears.
Yeah.
You've got Daryl Mitchell who's not on a tear, but Glenn Phillips, this Champions Trophy,
he's excellent.
Yeah, he's come in and he's done the job, batting at, what is he, 7?
Yeah, well, this was the thing, was like we were talking about when you couldn't fit all of those guys in, and obviously it was Conway that got dropped, but you're like Young, Ravindra, Williamson, Daryl Mitchell, were like one of them, and Conway, one of them's got to get dropped.
Yeah.
We were like, we didn't even discuss dropping Glenn Phillips.
Yeah. It's so, it's a very much an outsider's punt.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I reckon he's got and he's got that match-winning quality. You know, it's like Jimmy Neesham used to have that for the big moments.
It's written in the stars.
Yeah. Like during that World Cup at Lords and stuff, it was like, if in doubt, throw it to Nish. And I think Glenn Phillips is the same. And I think for those big moments, especially now in the current form he's in, he has got the big dick confidence going on with the catching. He's taken some of the greatest catches ever seen.
Yeah, he's a taker of great catches.
Yeah, not so much a taker of catches.
Yeah.
I think he's over that now, though. I don't know. He had the
I do
whoopsies.
too.
He had the whoopsies over summer for a bit there, but now I think he's got the confidence back. So, and he's also quite Australian in his attitude.
Yes.
Quite boisterous.
If he played for Aussie, I suspect we would hate him.
Oh, hard.
Yeah.
He'd be on the same mantle as Warner.
Yeah.
Quite brash.
Yeah.
Celebrates heaps.
Celebrates a lot.
Yeah.
But when it's your guy, you're like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this guy's sick.
And you need one of him because when he takes one of those catches, obviously it removes a wicket, but that's like watching LeBron throw down a dunk. You're all of a sudden like energized. You're like, woo! Let's go. We can do this.
Yeah. And the best thing about those is they never go to review.
Nah.
You know it's taken. You can celebrate
Yeah.
in the moment. But any of the other ones where that's caught behind LBW or run out or whatever, there's just that delay before I can get into a huddle. And
because of how quick he is off the mark, it's never that close to the ground either, so you don't have to check that. Yeah, he's excellent. I don't mind that. I like when I first saw that written down in front of me, I was like, I don't know about that. But now that you've talked me around to it.
But it has to be, if we're batting first, maybe not.
If we're batting first, I think it's Ravindra.
Yeah, I know. I just got a vibe on that one that he's going to do something special. And it might be in the field, it might be with the bat, but I'm not too sure. But 10 p.m. Sunday night, book the leave on Monday or get sick, get COVID or whatever, I don't care. And join us from 10 p.m. Stay tuned on our Instagrams and socials because we'll be staying up all night with you. Yep. You can't do it alone. This is what we found out in the World Test Championship.
Oh, God.
You can't do it alone. So if you do it together as a group, it's fine.
Yep.
So stay tuned on that.
They can't fire all of us approach.
Correct. And if we win, you will be forgiven for not turning up to work on Monday because you have to party. Right, Super Rugby, round 4 is back. Tonight we are commentating Blues versus the Brumbies, and then tomorrow night, Moana Pacifica against the Hurricanes. It's the Battle of Ardie Savea.
It's the first game at the North Harbour Stadium.
Yep.
They're going to play there.
Yeah, that's their new home turf.
Great kit, Moana Pacifica. Great kit. They've got the best kit in the competition, I reckon. They've got the best opportunity to make the best kit too because they're a brand new team. That jersey they played in that looked like the Sydney Roosters jersey last week, that was sick with the collar. Ardie Savea was tremendous.
When are they playing in the Marvel one?
They're going to get humped. Oh, the Marvel ones. Who asked for that? Does anyone want that?
How much did they pay for that?
Oh, I don't know. Well, obviously there's like Marvel Stadium. Where's that, Melbourne?
Yeah. But that's no link to Super Rugby.
Do you know what I reckon it might be? Is Marvel Stadium, part of their deal might have been the Melbourne Avengers are going to play. And then because they've folded this year, maybe they're like...
They're going to come back.
Well, no, I reckon they're like, well, we've already paid you for this season, so what do we get now? And they would have been like, oh, what if we did like cool jerseys and made that up as part of your media value? I don't know.
No, I reckon they paid a shitload of money to try and...
Oh, God, I hope not, man.
Well, is there a new movie coming out? Is there a new Marvel coming out?
Oh, there's always a new Marvel coming out. But you just look at the photo that they put out. A lot of listeners wouldn't have been in a photo shoot before. They take a vajillion photos of you.
Yeah.
That is 1 million vaginas worth of photos.
Yeah.
And then they go through and they find the best picture of you, then they airbrush it, then they put it out.
Yeah.
You can still see the pain in Patrick Tuipulotu's eyes.
Oh, my God.
Of the billion photos that they took of him, of the airbrushing, the photoshopping that they did. They couldn't remove the deep, deep sadness that was in his face when he had to stand there and hold a ball in front and just like, I'm Spider-Man. It was like, who fucking asked for that, man? It's so Super Rugby. It's so rugby of them. Like, NRL, what do they do a good job of? Magic Round. Sweet, we'll do Super Round. It'll be in Melbourne. And it's like, well, no one gives a shit about Melbourne. Very next year, their team's not even in the comp anymore. Then they're like, oh, well, you know what else NRL do a good job of? They've got different jerseys all the time, and that's part of being a fan is you collect the jerseys and blah, blah, blah. What if we put the Incredible Hulk on the Highlanders jersey? Like, who wants that? What's the Hulk got to do with
They should just play in a kilt. That would be cool.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be very sick.
Playing kits with their fucking tackle fucking coming out.
Yeah.
Lineouts would be magnificent. They
Tough.
go up and down, and the big parachute would come back onto props' heads.
I once showed up to rugby practice in boxes.
Silk boxes?
Yeah, silk boxes. Satin, I think, realistically. But I was lifted and the old Frank and Beans came out.
Does anyone still wear satin boxes? That's a question out there. Let us know. Slide into 3236 or send us a talkback.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, I had Ren and Stimpy boxer shorts, the satin ones.
Yeah.
Totally impractical. But
No.
at the time, everyone had them.
No, I think actually, yeah. I shit myself in a pair of tiger striped satin boxes one day and threw them out my window so my mum wouldn't find them. And the very next day, of course, she went to do the gardening and was just like, "Why are your boxes out here?" I was like, "I like them."
And why is there blowflies all over it?
So yeah, that's when I abandoned the box. I guess kids were in them.
Nah, man, kids are wearing these things called Ethicas. Have you seen those?
No, what's an
So
Ethica?
if you go to like North Beach or whatever, Ethicas are pretty much bike pants. So
they're
tight
quite
ass,
long.
quite long, almost
to the knee.
to the knee. So when you wear shorts or whatever, the idea is you can see the tights underneath it, and they got some pretty sick designs on them.
Yeah, right.
But Ethicas, and they're about $40 each.
Yeah, right. Really express yourself.
You really express yourself through the Ethicas. So next time you go to North Beach or something like that, and you go past, you'll go, that's what he's talking about. Ethicas.
This reminds me of a canon event in Radio Hodaki's history, and it was the time we ran a promo with tradie undies.
Yes.
And they sent us so many tradie undies. Fucking guarantee you I'm wearing them
Are you
today.
still going to still with it? How many of them did you pocket?
Oh, you may remember at the time, G Lane, I ran the promotions department at Radio Hodaki. And there was a point where Matt Ward and I, for Buja Vanaka, another great Radio Hodaki promo, we went to Fiji. And whenever we'd come back from the pool or the beach or whatever, and you get changed, you're going out for dinner, we just throw all of our clothes into the bathtub.
Yeah.
Come time to check out, there are like 500 pairs of tradie undies in the...
And you didn't know whose
we didn't know whose were whose, so we just burned them all.
Yeah.
What the fuck were we even talking about?
The thing is with Ethicas though, this is
Oh, yeah.
because it's like 12-year-old boys for birthday parties. They have a birthday party, and we got sick of buying that, getting thousands of presents. So what happens now? Every parent gives like $20, and you put it into a pool, and you buy something big or a few bits and pieces, and they are stoked with all their mates giving them 2 pairs of Ethicas, a block of chocolate, and a hat. But undies, they're going, oh, sick, Ethicas. It's
Right.
I'm trying to remember a time in my life when I thought getting undies was sick.
Nah.
I can't remember it, but
I'm sort of getting there now. I don't mind it as a birthday present. Ethicas.
Yeah, Ethica, just ETHIKA.
Yeah. Oh, they're an NZ brand, are they?
Not sure, but whatever, they're doing well though, because
they
they're
do.
absolutely ripping these kids to bits.
So, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
ETHKIT.
Oh yeah.
Right, sorry, back to the footy. So we're commentating 7 p.m. Radio Hodaki and iHeartradio. Remember, if you want to simulcast it, if you want to get the commentary exactly the same time as the footage that you're watching, you can tune into Radio Hodaki and it's bang on.
Okay, perfect.
But problem with that, you probably need a radio in the house, or but iHeart there's a bit of a delay,
or a TV in your car.
or a TV in your car is the other option. And to get frequencies for Hodaki from the North Island, text north to 3236, text south to 3236. All the frequencies are there. So yeah, it's going to be tonight and tomorrow night. Some team notes. Bodie's back at 10 for the Blues.
Yeah, I like this, but it won't be... Geez, will it be forever? I mean, Harry Plummer's been there 10, but he's going overseas.
He hasn't had a great start to the season, Plum Dog.
Does Stern... Plum Dog Millionaire, great player of golf.
Oh my God. Looks... When a man turns up in kind of tight pants, no socks with the golf shoes with the ankle sock.
Breezy ankles.
Yeah, breezy ankles, tucked in top, obviously an athlete.
Yeah.
And then crushes a drive 300 metres on the range, then slips the driver back in and goes, let's play, boys.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck.
He showed up in a mood to go low, and boy did he. Just impressive consistency. Takes beaver tail divots every single time.
Yeah. When I do that, the ball goes about half a metre.
Same. That means I've duffed it.
Yeah, I was talking to a caddy about this.
Yeah.
And I said, how come? He goes, you got to get a big divot. I said, no. When I do a divot, it goes about 1 metre. And he goes, Do you know the divot is after they've hit the ball?
Yeah, that's where I'm going wrong too.
Yeah.
And my divot's always on an angle.
Yeah. mine's about 10 centimetres before the ball.
In fact, I generally only take divot with putter and driver. Oh, man, just while we're talking about caddies, for the other day you and I played, and for the first time ever I played with a caddy.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk about this. It was at a flash golf course, and a friend of the show,
Big
Waimate, sussed us a caddy each, which I've never done before. And when I initially walked to the first tee, I was carrying my bag. And he was like, hey, let me carry that. That's my job. I was like, oh, sorry, man. This just feels weird. I felt so rude and I felt weird for having a caddy. I didn't want to ask him to do anything. By the end of that round, I wanted to start whipping him. I told him to shut up at one point. Shut the fuck up and tell me where the lie is, bro. It was so much fun. It was great.
Yeah, it is. And it's an experience that you'll never forget as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't need that every time.
No,
but,
shit, no.
But that was fun.
Right, D-Mac's out with an injury, knee injury for the Chiefs against the Drua.
Which is bad news for anyone who's playing fantasy rugby union.
Yeah.
Which is kicked off this year in Super Rugby. And I think that, I've long had a theory that any man who has more than one fantasy team is not cheating on his missus because it's just too much admin. Too much admin. Laura McGoldrick's rebuttal to that theory is he's not cheating on his missus because it's so off-putting for women that you've got more than one fantasy team. I was like, that's also a good point. But me at the moment, I've got 2 NRL teams, I've got 2 basketball teams, and I'm cheating on my partner. So Super Rugby Fantasy was a bridge too far.
Okay, there you go. Great honesty. Ruben Love makes his first start of the year for the Canes against Moana. He's had an ankle injury, and all the interviews are about how he's had to change his diet and he's gone on hyperbaric chambers and stuff like that. I was like, shouldn't your diet be good anyway? You're an athlete. Or
He was 23 years old.
Yeah.
Like, come and talk to me at 33 about sorting your diet out.
Yeah.
You'll
Like,
be right.
he goes, like kale and stuff. I was like, yeah. Everyone kind of superfoods. You'd think all athletes are eating superfoods, mate.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're eating. I was talking to Angus Tarvell about this the other day. He is on Game of Two Halves last night, and he won. Fuck him. But I was talking to him about like what you eat as a professional athlete. He's like, got to be honest with you. Like, yes, you do need to dial it in.
Yeah.
To a degree.
High in protein, though.
But when people always ask him about his diet, and he's just like, look, you're not training like a world-class athlete twice a day for 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
So, yes, you need to sort your diet out. There's no amount you could eat as a Super Rugby player that you would get fat.
Yeah, right.
Although Garden Bishop may have a...
He's everyone's hero.
Have a disagreement with that, yeah.
And Cody Taylor's back for the Crusaders. They face the Reds on Sunday afternoon.
That's huge.
So that's big news for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Good to see a Sunday afternoon game too. Like
yes.
3:30 in the afternoon in Christchurch.
Now, is
it in Christchurch?
It is, yes. It is in Christchurch. I don't know why it's a Sunday afternoon game. I hope that this is something that they're trying to bring in because we all love it.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if this was supposed to be a Reds home game and they're moving it because of Cyclone Alfred.
Nah.
It's not? Okay,
no.
Perfect. Great.
No.
That's my only worry there.
Certainly not. That would have been news, I think, surely. Yeah. NRL news, Broncos pumped the Roosters 50-14.
Yes.
What does that mean for the Warriors? Because they don't suck as much? Maybe the Roosters suck more?
Yeah, well, yes. What it means, so there's 17 teams in the NRL at the moment, if you haven't been paying attention. In theory, any one of those 17 teams could win it. There is a famous rugby league stat. No team has ever won the comp after conceding 50 points. So we can put a line through the Roosters will not win NRL this year. So that means there's only 16 teams that the Warriors need to compete with.
Well, let's keep a tally of that throughout the season.
Yeah. Of who's hit, putting a line through each team after they've had 50 put on them.
Let's hope the Warriors in their second game. Got a bye this weekend, which is good. We can lick our wounds.
Yeah, I mean, this is technically still round 1. So it's like they got to go to Vegas. I'd like to think that they'll get to go back to Vegas because the fans put on such a good show. But if that's supposed to be the advert for the game, I can't see Volandis sending the Warriors again.
I think they're going to rotate it because I think he wants to give everyone a go.
But the Kiwi fans travel way better than anyone else.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was trying to think what other fans are as diehard. You're right, though. They sold out every game last year.
Yeah.
Only team.
I think Broncos would probably be the same.
Yeah.
The Roosters fans could afford to go there.
There wasn't a lot of Panthers fans there, if I'm honest. Oh, maybe it was just because it was drowned out by the Warriors.
I don't think they travel very well, the Panthers fans.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
It's a pretty broke part of Sydney, the western suburbs.
Righto. We're going to go to a bit of yours, please. We've got 3 today. But the Snackachangi Sports Scholarships are back, where binge watching sport is a sport. We've given out hundreds of scholarships so far. To enter, text CHIP to 3236. Follow the link and you could win the ultimate ACC prize pack. You got Snackachangi chips in there. You've got some refreshments. It's one of the great sports scholarships you'll ever receive.
So it's probably the only one you'll ever receive.
Correct. Right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to be back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
Now, listen, we need to encourage some more yours, pleases. Now, if you're listening on the iHeartradio app, it's the little microphone button in the kind of left-hand corner. You press that. You got 30 seconds. If you're not on iHeart, then maybe just download it and have a go, because you can't do it on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to it.
You don't have to go and listen to the podcast. Like, wherever you're listening to it, keep listening here.
Yeah.
And then if you want to send in a message, just hop on that app.
Just hop in. Only reason I say that is it'd be good to get a few more people on there. I feel like there's a few familiar voices coming through every week that usually say fuck South Canterbury, or they're just mouth breathers. So we just need to maybe expand the gene pool, is what I'm saying.
You know what? Long-time listener of the podcast, and I'm sure he'll be listening right now, Dan Patterson, who was at the wedding. It was his brother's wedding. On that night, he was like, should we send in a voicemail, the two of us, to the podcast?
Oh, shit.
Ourselves? We ended up getting too drunk and forgot to do it.
I was going to say, it would be great to send one in. But yeah, give it a go. Ask us anything, or just make a statement, or just tell us what you're up to. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones. We're looking for the more good ones, but we've got 3 today. The first one, yours, please.
Holy fucking shitballs. Haven't listened to the podcast yet, but it's been about a week or so, and fuck me, I'm excited. G Lane made it back to New Zealand, and he hasn't gone to Dubai. Yeah,
Yet.
fuck yeah. I don't even like cricket. I don't even like you guys. Nah, just kidding. Love you. Fucking. See you later.
Was he turning left or right there, you reckon?
Left.
Okay.
Left. It's a much harder thing, because left encompasses being pulled over on the side of the road. If you're turning right, there's a lot. You've got oncoming traffic to negotiate with.
Hopefully he's just pulled into a lay-by, and the indicator's still going while he's recording. That's my hope.
Hopefully he hasn't turned right in about 5Ks and he's just left the indicator on. He's pissing everyone else off.
That's my pet hate. How can you not know your fucking indicator's
Drives
on?
me insane.
Like, driving behind someone, your fucking indicator's on. And you pass them and put your hazards on, or just to try and make them aware, but no, blissfully unaware that they've got their right indicator on.
And you're like, because trying to go past, if they're in the middle lane of a 3-lane motorway, trying to go past them, you're like, I fucking don't trust this guy at all, because I don't know what he's capable of. Is he actually trying to turn or not?
And the argument will be, I'm a fucking indicator on, cunt.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you had it on for fucking 10 Ks.
Yes. Yeah.
And after 10 Ks, you decide to pull into the right lane?
The moment I pull up beside you, while we're talking about traffic, if you live somewhere that's got a motorway, the right lane, the closest lane, is for going fast. It's not. You don't have the option of all 3 lanes to just dotter around. If you're in the big dick lane, you better have a big dick or get out. All right? It's not just there for people to fuck around in.
The fast lane, now known as the big dick lane.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, yours, please.
In February of 1999, 2 people in Lower Hutt had a fuck, and 9 months later they produced a beautiful baby who has now produced 6 one-day centuries in international tournaments. Rachin Ravinda, beautiful. Moral of the story, everyone get out there, keep fucking and investing in our sporting future. Thank you very much.
That's the most unromantic way of saying someone's had a child.
It began like a history documentary. 1995, whatever it was. 2 people in Upper Hutt
Had a fuck.
and I was like, beautiful baby boy. Did they have a? They had a fuck. How does that go? What is his initiation style in his relationship? Do you think is it acts of kindness? Is it servitude? Is it asking for a fuck? Hectic.
But true. He's obviously a big fan of Ravishing Rick Ravindra, the Hairy Rav. Man,
Aren't we all?
He is so good, isn't it? Like, that's what's great about New Zealand cricket, because when we lose generational players, you know, like Stephen Fleming, Vittori,
Roger
Twos, not so much. But you start losing these generational players, you think, Trent Bolt, Tim Southey, Ross Taylor, and you're like, fuck, who the fuck is going to replace these guys? And we've got Kane Williamson in the twilight of his career.
Yeah.
Best batter we've ever had in history, the facts say.
Hands down.
Hands down. And you're like, fuck, who is going to replace him? Like, what is our team going to be like when he's gone?
Yeah, just when we need him.
Just when we need him, the hairy Rav steps up.
Two people
It's
in
so
Upper
good.
Hutt have a fuck, and then now we got the hairy Rav. I feel like this is consecutive tournaments now where he's announcing himself to the world yet again.
Yeah.
And I always felt like watching him over summer, I felt like he got himself out more often than he got out.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I think he knew that as well.
I think it was like youthful, what's the word? He was just like tugging at his collar, tugging on his leash the whole time. And he'd throw his wicket away every now and then.
But it's great that he gets to spend a couple of seasons with the master, like with Kane Williamson, who is the opposite of the dog.
Yes.
On the end of the leash, he is, measured, cool.
Don't need a lead.
He's by your side.
Yeah.
The whole time.
He'll watch two dogs have a fight and not get involved.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Ravindra would be right in there. You'd have to put your finger up his ass to get him off the other dog. Which I think is a myth, by the way. I don't try it.
That's a J. Reeve myth.
Yes,
that he's spread.
I've heard. I've heard him tell the
story.
Yeah, of putting his finger and the dog just backed up onto it and kept fighting. But
or just shat all over him.
Yeah, that's right. But we've pulled the finger out of Ravindra's ass and he's fine.
Yeah,
and he's so good to watch.
Yeah.
It was the wheel for cricket nerdery. It was the way he scored. It was all around the park. He didn't just premeditate anything or lean on one shot or anything like that.
And it's the fact that he's not a big man. Like we saw him in the pub in Wellington.
Yes,
he's
we did.
He's quite a lithe kind of guy.
Small dude.
And when he
square jaw
plays those pull shots,
hog on him.
It's like a huge hog. Well, there must be something going on with the power because he's not hugely built, but when he plays that pull shot over mid wicket, it just keeps on going.
Yeah. That's core strength, I think. That
is that.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah.
Right. Last, yours, please.
Here's a question for you, boys.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to play cricket to an extremely high level, like be a Dan Vettori, Shane Warne level cricketer?
Shane Warne, yeah.
But have an amazing career.
I'll take that.
But you're never allowed to watch cricket. Like, just, if you watch cricket, you die. Or be able to watch cricket, but never be able to play cricket.
Okay.
A little bit high, I'll be honest. But one to think on.
Great honesty. Great.
Yeah.
Good honesty. We've had some good honesty on these talkbacks.
Very honest. I'm sort of at a period where I can watch cricket and can't play it. So I've lived that life. What I haven't lived is just tossing up ball of the century against the hungover Mike Getting.
Yeah, I agree. Because with
I've got his phone number, by the way, Getting.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got some weird phone numbers in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, because having hung out with the likes of Dan Vettori, he'd quite happily at the end of his career never watch cricket again. So I think when you play 15 years of international cricket, you're probably done by then. I mean, look, you have to go out of your way to watch it. Like you can't just walk past a cricket ground and you drop dead.
And obviously, let's address the paradox here. Are you watching your own ball after you've delivered it? Does that count as watching cricket? I think we're going to rule that out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we can rule that out. I mean, I think at the end of a very long cricket career, I think a vast majority of cricketers would quite happily never watch or be involved in cricket again.
I know that for a fact because working in the earnest mainstream sports media, I used to hit up players all the time, and they would just be like, "I don't watch cricket at all." And the only way you could get them on is to be like I rang Nathan Astor one day. I was just like, "Can we talk about that 200, like the fastest ever 200?" And he's like, "Yep." Just so you know, I don't watch any cricket. We're like, "Sweet, got him on." Then as soon as he got on, he was just like, the problem with the Black Caps the other day was they didn't. I was like, you do watch it though, don't you?
I mean, Vittoria was a bad example because he's still involved in cricket at the age of 45.
Oh, but
46.
I'd do anything to be Shane Warne.
Man. Yeah, if you can bowl like Shane Warne, would you have the lifestyle of Shane Warne?
Yeah, I mean,
you get married to Liz Hurley.
Tremendous. Get to drunk drive a Ferrari around.
Yeah. Go out with a real bang.
There's nothing I wouldn't give to have been Shane Warne.
Yeah.
A leg spinner, the greatest of all time. He's the Michael Jordan of cricket.
Yeah, but even better, he was a great lad.
Yeah.
Smoked durries, drank piss.
Yeah.
Like sledged like the best of them.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Michael Jordan was a bit too pure. We came across that way anyway, maybe in his own documentary. You know what? Yeah, he smoked cigars, but he wasn't like
Gambler.
Gambler, true, and golfer. Maybe he was, but I'm just saying that Shane Warne quite happily sit in a bar and smash pints with just Australians. He's so Australian, whereas Michael Jordan was such an elite athlete.
Yeah, that was the limitations of his game. Michael Jordan couldn't hit the piss because you're not going between the legs, dunking, arm in the hoop shit with a belly.
Yes.
Whereas you can toss up wrongers, flippers, googlies, zooters with a bit of a belly.
Yeah, it's true. Righto, well, that is the agenda for your Friday. We've got the ACC Sportsbook coming up this afternoon as well, so look out for that. But apart from that, see you, Manaia. See you at the pub.
Oh, God. Righto.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.